I lay down on the tatami and sigh. Toji ended up taking Kazuna back to her home in Kanda.
また来ます。姉さんが見つかるまで依頼人と探偵それだけの関係で構いませんから。
She flashed me a sad smile. God damn it all. Hurting her was not part of the plan. Well, I'd be worried if it was. All I wanted to do was distance Kazuna from all the dangers. Man, things always turn out like this. I keep saying the wrong things. I hurt people. Misunderstandings happen. I end up all by myself in the end. It's happened to me so many times before. My cheek still stings where Kazuna struck me. I'd fallen asleep at some point without realizing it. Wonder how much time's passed. It's already dark inside my room. Somebody's covered me with a futon. You can feel a soft warm pillow underneath my face. Is that you, Toji? It's pretty considerate of her to cover me up and all.
Shugo, 目を覚ましたか?
I feel her gently stroking my hair. Oh, Toji likes me. I mean, listen, if I end up with Toji, like, I think this is the best ending, honestly. I look up and say, Toji?
そのままでいい。ゆっくり休め。
Nah, that kicks ass. I love this image right here. This rules. This is awesome. It's amazing. It's perfect. She gently pushed me back down as I try to get up.
そう、そのまま。
Toji tenderly runs her hand over my hair. How's Kazuna doing?
落ち込んでいるようだったが、すぐに元気に振る舞うようになった。
That's nice.
あれは、そういう娘だからな。
That's true. Toji says hesitantly.
このままでいいのか?
What do you mean?
分かっているだろう。カズナだ。
Yeah. Things are fine like this. At least until this case is closed. Silence. As I lie there in Toji's lap, I can feel her warmth being transmitted through my cheek. It feels strangely calming.
カズナを抱いたのか?
Yeah.
そうか。
She falls silent once again. Her hand continues to gently stroke my head. I have no idea how long I've lain here on Toji's lap. She suddenly says,
シュウゴ、慰めが欲しいなら、私を抱いてもいいんだぞ。
Homegirl, you have no idea how badly I need some consoling right now. What?
あ、いや。
Oh, it will cheer me up tremendously.
シュウゴの気が晴れるならと思ったのだ。
Absolutely on God.
そういうことをすれば、男は落ち着くものだと話に聞いている。
That's very incorrect, but you know what? I'm gonna let you believe that for now. You're going to... with me. I didn't expect this at all.
私のことなら気にするな。こうやって男を慰めるのも、もちろん、シュウゴが私など欲しくないというのなら、
there's no one I want more. Are you fucking kidding me? Y'all are calling this a normal? No, this is... See, this is where it should have all ended. I'm just saying. This is the true ending right here. This shit kicks ass. Toji. She stares down at me unflinching. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Are you fucking kidding me? What should I do? This man's asking, what should I do? Yes! I take another look at Toji's body. Voluptuous breasts, smooth porcelain skin. No one's more attractive than Toji once you realize that she is, in fact, a woman. Goddamn right. The little thorns of guilt in my heart for Kazuna eventually disappear. Yeah, it's like, man, I did let down Kazuna. But sex with Toji, though. You really mean it? Maybe it's because I'm tired, or because I'm feeling desperate. I'm aroused right away. Goddamn right you are, buddy. Toji nods, her expression stiff. Toji. Yeah, I just want to forget everything for now. Oh, hell yes. I approach Toji where she lies on the futon looming over her. Toji, you're, well, beautiful.
そんなことを言うな。恥ずかしくなる。
I seal Toji's lips before she can complain about something else. They're unexpectedly soft and a little bit cold. Make some pretty cute noises.
何を言うバカ者が
Sorry. After licking Toji's lips slowly, I stiffen the point of my tongue and force her lips open. I feel a second of hesitation, but soon enough, Toji's sucking on my tongue, covering it in her saliva. Can I take off your clothes?
このような時にいちいち確認を取らなくてもいい
She responds brusquely, with some awkwardness. Kiss Toji again, running my hand down her gently. Her tongue is a little harder than her lips, covered in hot saliva. We swap spit again and again. I manage to get her jacket unbuttoned while we're kissing. Shift my gaze to see black underwear with no ornamentation. Not sexy at all, huh?
そういうのは必要ないからな
I think you should try to be a little sexier. Sir, how can she get any sexier? She's Toji Aoki.
そんな気持ちを持っていたら今の仕事はできんよ
I guess you're right. Toji pulls me in closer with her arm around my neck as if she doesn't want to continue the conversation. We suck on each other's tongues, swapping spit again and again. Saliva shouldn't have any particular taste, but for some reason, when I think that it's Toji's, it seems sweet. You're goddamn right it does. I grip Toji's body violently, then brush my fingers over her toned stomach. Oh, toned stomach. Yes. Delicious.
やめろ集合そこは
Who would actually stop after a line like that? That reaction was really cute, too.
だからそういう言葉は
Oh no, it's
私
too
に
late
言
for
うな
that one, man. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I don't care what else the game got in store for me. I won. I won. Game over. I won. It's as simple as that. I won. Game over. We can stop the game right there. I won. I won. That's it. I'm the winner. I did it. This was the prize. Listen, if the Hatsune ending is just like, oh, you pipe down Hatsune and you're like, all of a sudden, you know what? I just want to live a life with Hatsune. Let me just step away from all this. I'm just saying, you give me the option to do the same thing with Toji. I'm there in a fucking heartbeat, my guy. Oh, I won. I fucking won. A single shadowy figure makes its way across the tatami mats inside the dimmed candlelit chamber. Normally this room is closed off by bamboo screens, space other people cannot see into. It's the Holy Prophet's private chamber. Only their leader may enter this place, however a single woman furtively sneaks inside. She's confirmed that the leader isn't around, but she must not let her guard down. The other members of the church roaming about. The best plan of action is to just find what she's looking for and scram. She glances over at a shelf in the corner of the room. There are documents piled up neatly on top. The woman picks them up and takes a look. There's a member list, a ledger of alms donated to the church, and title deeds to donated tracts of land. They're all important materials to the church. They aren't what she's looking for.
一体どこに
In her haste, she starts grumbling without realizing it. She's endured that man's inhuman acts for long enough. No more. And most suspicious of all is what the leader's been doing. She really is. She shudders in horror. If she's on the right track, then it means that man is betraying her. And if that's the case, if she doesn't act, then her wishes will remain forever unfulfilled. At that moment, she hears a voice from behind. What are you doing in the leader's room, Her heart skips a beat. As she whips around in panic, something is jabbed into her shoulder. Her face is contorted by intense pain. Sticky fluid oozes out from between her fingers. She presses her hand to her right shoulder. Unable to endure the pain, she crumples to her knees, then topples backwards onto her posterior. How many times have I told you? It's not good to be snooping around. A cheerful voice rings throughout the cramped room. I guess I'm kind of tired of having a puppet. With the weapon clenched in his left fist, he advances slowly towards her. Just behave yourself and disappear like a good little girl. Yikes. Okay. The next morning. Toji's already gone by the time I wake up. Unfortunate. I stretch and wriggle out of the futon. Now that I'm all alone once again, I think back on what took place yesterday.
そんなどうして
I could still vividly recall Kasuna's pained expression when I turned her down. Wonder if this was really the right choice. Shake my head frantically to clear away the pangs of regret. No. I made the right choice. I have no time for doubts now. Gotta keep moving forward for Toji's sake as well, since she tried so hard to cheer me up. I look around to find some rice balls and miso soup on the table. Toji probably prepared it all while I was still lumbering away. Some urgent business came up. I'll be back later. Short, simple, and to the point. Just like Toji. It's been left next to the rice balls. Suppose this is for the best. After what happened last night, I honestly have no idea how I should act around Toji. The feeling of awkwardness is multiplied twofold since we've been friends for so long. Damn, I'm such a disgrace. Nah. Just nah. I pick up one of Toji's rice balls. It's a bit out the shape, but it tastes just fine. Hell yeah. Something seems off about the city today. I've been seeing men wearing Senri's hooded overcoat in greater numbers around town. They whisper to each other and then scatter off in different directions. Looks like they're panicking about something. I don't know what's going on. They hurry onwards, gripped by an unknown feeling of anxiety. Looks like today's strangeness has even found its way to Senri headquarters. Entry forbidden. Polta stops me at the entrance. I came here to see if I could get the leader to recognize me as one of the faithful. I'd like to enter immediately and start my religious training.
Hey, sagare!
Man rudely interrupts me.
今日は本部の人間は出払っておる。お前たち在家の者の相手をしている余裕などないのだ。
Laity? 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 The hell's laity? What the fuck does that mean? Laity? Lady?
Lady.
Laity. Lay people as distinct from the clergy. Ordinary people. Okay. Laity. I see. Used in religious contexts. That makes sense. They're out. Something happened within the church.
貴様ごときが案じる必要はない。さっさと立ち去れ。修行なら後日いくらでも好きなだけすればいい。
Thus, I'm promptly booted out of Senri headquarters. The snow gets heavier in the afternoon. Shadowy forms of Senri followers move around stealthily with the gray backdrop of falling snow. I hear them whispering to each other as I push through the crowd in front of the station.
見つかったか。
Oh. The priestess lady goes missing, and all of a sudden everyone's up in a tizzy about it. Like, where could she have gone? No.
いや、まだらしい。
What were they looking for? I've heard tales of many people who fled because of the indoctrination for Senri was too harsh. Might very well be the reason their members are in a panic at the moment. Now what? It's probably best if I wait for this trouble to die down before continuing my investigation into Senri. Using this opportunity to infiltrate Senri headquarters crosses my mind. I want to refrain from doing anything reckless while it's still light out. Guess I've got no choice but to head back for now. I sigh and turn back. To get back to my new place in Ayamachi, I take some back streets that I normally don't pass through. Just happen to walk into this alley by sheer coincidence. The entire alleyway is filled with the sour stench of rotting garbage. There's a slight dusting of snow coming down between the buildings. After walking a short while, I get closer to my destination. All I need to do now is figure out which way to go. I can save a lot of time doing this. It's better than taking the main roads. My sense of direction is pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Running around everywhere during my time as a cop honed it quite well. However, I'm practically home, but as I turn the corner, I catch sight of something. It makes me gasp. You're sitting there in the alley. He's one of the leaders of Senri, Shigasa Tokiko. She lifts her face up. Her movements are sluggish. She croaks out through pale lips.
かしら集合
Tokiko's eyes lack focus, and the skin on her face is so pallid it's practically transparent. Is this who the Senri cultists are searching for? But at any rate... Hey, you. She doesn't look so good. Something wrong with her? The moment I step closer to ask her a question. Oh! She crumples listlessly onto the snow. Hey, what's wrong? I rush over and prop up Tokiko's slender body. That's when I feel a strange sensation. Huh? My right hand, which I'm using to support her, feels wet. This is blood. My hand is practically soaked with her blood. Oh. It was a setup, wasn't it? So now some Senri member's gonna see him, like, her, lifeless body lying there bleeding out, his hands covered in her blood. Or by some miracle do we get her back to the apartment and get her all patched up? Does big homie Toji come to help? Okay, this should do it. Okay. I'm not satisfied with my work, so finish winding the bandages tightly around her bare back. Tokiko grimaces slightly before pulling her clothes back into place. She leans back against the wall and breathes a deep sigh. The color is gradually returning to her face. She's probably relieved to be in such a warm room. So how long do you plan on keeping silent? Not only am I going out of my way to hide you in here, but I treated your wounds as well. Don't you think it's fair to at least tell me why they're chasing you? Tokiko is unresponsive. She just keeps staring down at her feet. Ah, come on. Then she suddenly says,
助けてもらったことには感謝しています。ただ、それ以上の詮索をしないでほしい。今の私には何のお礼もできませんが。
Oh, see, I don't need that. I have Toji, and she's infinitely better than you could ever be, you know, so... What? I'm rendered speechless. All I can do is stare dumbly at her face.
いかがいたしますか?
Her deep, fathomless eyes stare at me, awaiting my reply. I'll pass. It's certainly an attractive proposal, but I'm not exactly keen on forcing an injured person to do something like that.
そうですか.
She nods, apparently not troubled in the slightest. Tokiko then turns her eyes away from me and falls silent, as though she's completely lost interest. She leans back against the wall and closes her eyes in meditation. Sheesh. Why do things like this happen to me? After she had collapsed in the alley, not only was her shoulder injured, but she's pretty emaciated as well. Shocked by how light she was after supporting her upright. She was practically an empty shell. Shell? Tokiko's face was pale. There were large droplets of sweat running down her brow. Her eyes were shut, and she was taking short, shallow breaths. You can just leave her there. I better get you a doctor for now. So I was about to get her to her feet, she said,
待って.
Huh? She opened her eyes halfway and tugged on my sleeve.
人目につくのは困る.
What? I stared down into her pallid face. Are you being chased by Senri? The image of the Senri cultist I spotted this afternoon appeared in my head. She remained silent. You can't be serious. Even though we were in an alley with no other people, the main roads were just a stone's throw away. There was a good chance she'd be spotted by the Senri members if she lingered there any longer. My mind raced, I stared into her face, which was contorted with pain. It's not like I had any obligation to listen to her request, but it could be a good chance for me to learn more about the inner workings of Senri. If I played my cards right, I might be able to get some information about Yura and her time in Senri. Oh well, might as well have her be in my debt. Guess I've got no choice. Threw my arm around her shoulders and got her to her feet. So back to my place for now. Keep going through these back streets, nobody should see us. However, my plan has been thwarted. Shigisa Tokiko has flatly refused to answer any of my questions. Well, it's not like I want to force an injured person to do anything, so there's nothing I can really do. I looked up at the lump lying there in the corner of my dimly lit room. Tokiko's sound asleep, wrapped up in the futon I laid out for her. Looks like her condition stabilized somewhat. Fortunately, they didn't hit any of her vitals. Though she lost a lot of blood, the wound wasn't as deep as I expected it to be. Well, me treating her was all possible thanks to the basic first aid training that was pounded into our brains during my time with the police. There's something that's been eating away at me. I noticed a purple bruise on the inside of Tokiko's left elbow while I was treating her. Purple bruise inside of the elbow. Some kind of like injection site? Or rather, a congestion of blood. Add to that her strangely emaciated thin body. Could she possibly have been doing... Nah. Push aside the doubts welling up inside my chest. She's sleeping quietly. Her current condition is stable. Let's hope that things stay this way. I close my eyes and space out, deep in thought. Fortunately, the night passes by uneventfully. Shigasa Tokiko is still slumbering away peacefully under a futon. She does look really worn out, but I don't see any trace of pain in her features. I sit up inside my futon and breathe a sigh of relief. It appears that the fears I had were unfounded. Shortly before noon... Toji, yep. Toji comes face to face with Shigasa Tokiko when she arrives at my place to report the results of her investigation into Sendri. Tokiko gets out of her futon and stares at Toji, her face a blank slate. Looks a whole lot better after getting a good night's sleep. Toji and Tokiko stare each other down for a while. Then Toji turns to me and says,
おいシュウゴ、どうしてこの女がこんなところに？私がいない隙に、お前は一体何をしていたんだ？
Hey, no, I've been chilling. Toji seems offended for some reason. Just saving someone's life.
何？
Toji furrows her brow in suspicion. Found her half dead in the snow yesterday. Take a good look, you'll see that she's not only hurt, but emaciated as well. My conscience would never let me just leave her there to die.
それで部屋に連れ込んだというのか？
And Toji's gonna be all butthurt. Wow, dude, after the night we had, you're just bringing other women back to the place, huh? It's for her protection. Make it sound like I had some kind of ulterior motive or something.
なかったのか？本当になかったと誓えるのか？
Yes, my beloved. What's with you? Why are you all pissed?
当たり前だ。私はお前にそんなことをさせるためにこの部屋を探してやったわけじゃない。
I feel like she's blaming me for something I don't deserve, but getting angry with Toji over this will make things unnecessarily complicated. Or explaining things to her seriously. Like I said, all I did was treat her wounds and let her rest here. Isn't that right? I looked to Shigasa Tokiko for agreement.
さあ、どうでしょうか。
Oh, come on,
昨
at
晩
least...
はずっと私は意識を失っていたようなので。
You done? Alright. Oh, come on, at least deny that I did anything.
シュウゴ。
I feel Toji's skepticism growing more intense. Come on, think about it carefully. I'm not so immature that I'd do something to an injured person.
ああ、怪我か。
Oh,
そ
right,
んな
the
話もあ
injury.
ったな。
Toji nods as though she finally begins to understand. Oh, right. In fact, this is heavily related to the matter I asked you to look into.
詳しく聞かせてくれるか？
Sure. Free to tell Toji about everything that happened yesterday evening. Start off with the unrest among the Sendri followers. Then my story shifts to how I found Shigasa Tokiko wounded and collapsed in an alley in the slums. Now she was extremely frightened of other people catching sight of her. Tokiko has been staring out the window the entire time, wholly indifferent to our conversation.
そうか。教団の信徒たちが何かを探しているという話は聞いていたが。
Well, it turns out that something is her.
なるほど。
Toji falls silent after that. She stares at Tokiko's face, deep in thought. Tokiko just keeps staring out the window, completely ignoring us.
シュウゴ。
Toji suddenly says my name quietly.
彼女から何か聞き出せたか？
Nope, she won't talk to me about anything important.
それで向こうから口を開くのを待つのか？
I guess so.
お前の気が進まないなら私が尋問してやってもいいが。
Her eyes narrow questioningly. Toji's basically implying that she'll torture Tokiko, do whatever it takes to get the information out of her. I shake my head. No, let's not do that. Never liked forcing things out of people. Suddenly recall all the coercive measures Yaginuma employed against me in that cell. I quit the police force because I didn't want to turn into a cruel monster like him. I don't want to crush people's minds like that, even if it might be necessary.
やはりお前は甘いな。
Toji breathes an exasperated sigh. Tokiko, on the other hand, just keeps staring out the window as though she hasn't heard a single word. Since Tokiko is giving us the silent treatment, there's no reason to talk about Sendri in front of her. Toji proposes that we make our way over to Milk Hall instead. She has one of her underlings stand guard while Tokiko remains in the room by herself. Since Tokiko's just passed out from exhaustion again, there shouldn't be any passing worries for the present.
しかし私たちの留守中カズナが来たら困ったことになるな。
True. Well, I think things will be fine. Toji looks rather concerned, so I flash her a smile. Kazuna's pretty busy with her acting and all. Besides, I was pretty harsh with her the other day. Toji sighs, her features forming a complicated expression.
シュウゴ、あまり無理はするなよ。
What are you talking about? I'm not. At any rate, let's get down to business. Got some new information, right?
あ、
Toji opens up the briefcase she has with her and pulls out a thick envelope.
千里教の信徒の名簿だ。脱退した千里教の元幹部から譲り受けてきた。
Oh. I accept the envelope from her and rifle through the contents.
と言っても半年以上前の記録だからな。とりあえずその資料の中にはヒョウという名もお前が探している光月由良の名前も存在しなかった。
I see. Realize I sound pretty disappointed. Does that mean all this stuff is useless?
だが何も収穫がないわけではない。
Toji pulls out a single sheet of paper from within the stack and presents it to me.
この名前に見覚えはないか。
I stare at Toji's face in shock. Fukamizu Kaoru.
そうだ。上の連続猟奇事件の犯人深水薫は実は千里教の信徒だった。
But Toji cuts me off as I'm about to say, never heard any mention of that.
おそらく深水自身によって巧妙に隠匿されていたんだろう。職業柄修士替えできるような立場ではなかったようだからな。
As a general rule, Kaiyo Academy's teachers have to be devout Catholics. Not only that, but she was a sister of the faith as well. That's how she conducted herself on the outside, despite what she actually believed. But to think that she was actually a member of Senri. Because there's something else lurking behind the supposedly solved case. There always was. I think back to the conversation I had with Nana right after the case was closed.
何か作為的なものを感じるね。どうも狂人がひねり出したにしては理が勝ちすぎているような気がするんだ。
Then, as I try to rouse my scattered thoughts from the quagmire they're stuck in. Wait, hold on just one second. It's about another name I recognize in the documents.
シュウゴ、
How the hell is this name here? Akao? Akao? Is it Akao? Tell me it's Akao. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. It's fucking Akao, isn't it? It's fucking Akao, isn't it? Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. It's Mr. Artistic Director. Tell me I'm right. The sun's gone down and the streets are illuminated with a dazzling array of colors from various neon signs.
お疲れ様でした。
Oh no. Kazna, no. Kazna, no. Kazna parts way with her friends from the theater group after throwing a hearty wave in their direction. People scurry along busily downtown, lit by the faint glow emanating from the electric lamps. She pulls out her pocket watch.
あら、もうこんな時間になってしまいました。
She'd gone to Mill Call with her friends after rehearsal. They'd only planned to stay for a short while, but then they'd gotten engrossed in conversation. Since her mother is taking a rare break from work, she's probably waiting for Kazna with food ready back in Kanda.
早く帰らないと。
And that's when Akao strikes. She's absorbed in thoughts while she walks along a deserted road. Kazna doesn't do this during rehearsal, as she focuses hard on the task at hand. However, when she's alone, there's no helping it. Her mind's brimming with jumbled, confused thoughts. The search for her missing sister stemmed out of her own feelings of guilt, and the fact that her father had been deceiving her the entire time, though she hadn't lived with him for a long while. Above all else, there's the matter with the man she met, who's dealing with this case. Shugo-san. Kazna finds herself sighing as she looks up at the cloudy winter sky. She thought him rather unsociable and frankly a bit scary the first time they met. He seemed the sullen, silent type. When spoken to, he'd only respond with short quips. Kazna had even entertained the possibility that he hated her. However, she soon realized that she was completely off the mark. His blunt attitude and sarcastic remarks were just the ways to hide his embarrassment, since he was an awkward guy. He just happened to have his own special way of worrying about her. Kazna had probably become smitten with him the moment she noticed that. She told him how she felt when they made the trip to Zishi together. She thought they had a really special connection. However, now things have become... Oh no, not the park. The chilly winter breeze blowing across the water makes Kazna shiver. Inevitably, one's thoughts will start to take a turn for the depressing if they're pondering things over in such cold weather. Can't be doing this. She shakes her head to chase away the depressing thoughts. Tell me to wait until the case was solved. On the other hand, Shugo might be doing this out of consideration for her. That's why he was so torn up about it. The very thought cheers her up. Kazuna's strong point is to always look on the bright side of things. Tomorrow she'll head over to see him and help with the search. His feelings for her might change if he can find each other quickly. There's no time for her to be moping about. Yeah, and tomorrow is going to be the day where Toji and Shugo have left and Tokiko is being put on guard.
Huh?
Or put under guard. On whatever, there's a guard. Kazuna nods confidently to herself and feels as though things are looking up a bit, and then she gets murdered. But the moment she feels flushed with relief, Kazuna notices something. She hears the soft crunch of footsteps trampling snow from behind her. She slowed down her pace considerably while she was immersed in her reverie. Nonetheless, she could definitely hear the footsteps plodding along behind her at regular intervals. Who could it be? Chill runs down her spine. She should not have noticed until now. Terror causes her to lurch to a halt. The very same instant, the sound of footsteps behind her ceases. Kazuna holds her breath and waits for them to start again. There's no doubt about it, somebody's following her. But why would they do this? It's not just the cold that causes her entire body to start trembling. Kazuna's pulse races. Her terror grows as she stands beneath the flickering streetlight. She can't take this anymore. She's off and running before she even realizes what she's doing. And from behind comes the inexorable sound of footsteps chasing her. Why? Kazuna's mind races helplessly as she gasps for air. She glances around for help, but there's nobody nearby since it's so late at night. She tries screaming, but all she can do is choke out a dry wheeze. Kazuna's so terrified she can't even force herself to turn around. I need to at least get myself to somewhere with people. She runs along the shore of Shinabazu Pond. She can see the lights of downtown up ahead, which fills her with a small sense of relief. She's tripped by a pile of snow on the pathway. God damn it. Her mind goes blank for a split second as her rear end comes crashing down on the frozen ground. She rubs her aching behind, prepares to get up and run once again. Kazuna looks up to find the person who was chasing her standing right before her very eyes. It was Akao. The girl makes a relieved expression after seeing Akao's face. Paying that no heed, Akao pulls back his fist and drives it into her gut hard. She crumbles in half, collapses onto the pathway. Akao stares down at the girl by his feet, a cold smile playing about his lips. Finally, he's bagged the prize. Now she'll be... As Akao mumbles to himself, he picks up the unconscious girl and stalks off into the darkness, away from the bright lights of downtown. Yeah, is that your atelier? After he's carried her into the adjoining storage room. Yep. They said he was an artist, right? He did paintings and sculptures. Yep. This is his little atelier. Phew. She's relatively lightweight, but carrying around an unconscious person is rather strenuous work indeed. There's a payoff at the end of all this hard work. Finally, he's gotten what he's desired. A grin of satisfaction spreads out over Akao's face. He takes a sip of black tea before getting up from his chair. The girl should have come to by now. She's the sacrifice he's worked so long and hard to obtain. She might put up a fight to begin with, but it's only a matter of time before she gives in. Right at that moment, an unexpected knocking at the door jerks Akao out of his reverie. Why now, of all times? He doesn't have any guests scheduled to come tonight, and his subordinates are prohibited from visiting the atelier. Oh, Shugo saw his name. Shugo saw his name in the documents and immediately was like, hey, he said I could come over at any time, unannounced. He said I could do that. Also, yeah, see, they just used the word atelier, so I mean, that's why he's decided to execute his master plan. Why? As though in mockery of Akao's bewilderment. Another sharp knock echoes throughout the room. Akao casts a perfunctory glance around his atelier. There are a bunch of paintings and sculptures in progress scattered haphazardly around the place. There's no evidence lying around that points to his crimes. Shouldn't be a problem as long as they only see the atelier. Yes, no problem. As long as they don't take a look in the adjoining room. Once again, there's that incessant knocking sound. Akao clicks his tongue in exasperation and heads for the door. No matter who this person turns out to be, he'll just turn them away by calling their attention how late it is. Okay, I'm coming. Akao opens the door to the atelier.
どうも。夜分遅く失礼しますよ。赤尾生馬先生。
Hell yeah. The man bows, a sarcastic smile plastered across his face. Oh, well, if it isn't Takashiro-san, what brings you here at this hour? Akao chooses the word carefully in order to mask the anxiety in his heart. He cannot afford to be careless here. This man has a very intimate relationship with the girl.
おや、ご迷惑でしたか。この前お会いした時のいつでも遊びに来いという言葉に甘えてしまったのですが。
Well, you're not exactly interrupting anything, but first by Takashiro's attitude, that's all I can say in a way of a reply.
それはよかった。実は昔から芸術家の仕事場というものに興味があったんですよ。
The man impudently invites himself into the atelier.
案外片付いているものですね。
Takashiro scans the room as though he's searching for something. Right. Akao's suspicions begin to rise as he watches over the man with a growing sense of loathing. He's acting completely different than the time they met at the International Theater. His attitude is way too familiar and insolent. Has he possibly noticed something?
おや、赤尾先生、どうかなされましたか？
You're looking kind of pale, the man says with a laugh. Ah, it's nothing. Akao feigns a smile, keeping his rising irritation in check. At any rate, his top priority is chasing this guy out of the atelier without anything happening. At the very least, he cannot be allowed to see what's in the storage room. I'm happy you came to visit me, Takashiro-san, but I'm kind of tied up with some work at the moment. He puts on a forced display of weariness and sits down in front of one of the canvases. However, as though Takashiro didn't even hear what he just said.
それにしても先生は随分と変わったモチーフを扱っているんですね。
The man keeps talking as he inspects the work scattered around the atelier up close.
幻想的というか、特にこちらの天使の絵などは素晴らしい出来ですよ。
Thank you. Akao can only give a vague reply. Can't figure out where Takashiro is trying to go with this innocent act of praise.
しかし赤尾先生、
Takashiro suddenly turns around, his face completely serious.
私の気のせいでしょうか。これらの作品のモチーフにどこか見覚えがあるのですが。
He shoots Akao a questioning look. Well, who knows? There are countless works of art in the world. There's always a possibility you might find something similar.
いや、そんな芸術方面の
Oh,
話で
no,
は
no,
ない
no.
ので
Not
す。
that shit. Takashiro chuckles.
では赤尾先生、率直に申し上げましょう。
Oh, we getting frank? We getting frank with it?
このアトリエにある作品のほとんどが千里教というある宗教団体の経典に沿って制作されている。違いますか？
Well, Akao nods, relieved. It's not that big of a deal. It's already an open secret in the art world that he's a Senri member. The man then puts on an exaggerated look of shock and says,
それではあなたが千里教の幹部信徒だという噂も本当なんですね。
Do you have a problem with that, Takashiro-san? My personal faith has nothing to do with others, right? Takashiro stands up and takes a close look at each one of the works of art.
いえいえ、赤尾さんの信仰心を責めるつもりはありませんよ。
He continues on as he threads his way through the paintings.
ただ、
However,
もう一つ気になる噂を聞いたんですよ。
Akao's heart becomes heavy with dread.
例の上野の連続猟奇事件の犯人が千里教の信徒だったという噂ですが。
Get his ass, Shugo! How the hell does he know about Hukamizu? Akao had used her because he was able to cover up her ties to Senri.
赤尾さんはもちろん彼女のことをご存知でしたよね。
No, I'm not exactly sure what happened. Akao decides to play innocent. There's no way Takashiro has any sort of evidence. Akao needs to be careful with his words in the event that Takashiro is trying to make him slip up.
あなたは幹部信徒だというのに深水の件をご存知なかったのですか？
That's correct. I don't have many chances to meet with the rank and file members. However, if you allow me to express my thoughts, apparently Hukamizu-san wasn't that devout of a follower.
ほほう、それはどうして？
Yeah, if you never met her, well, I know for a fact that there aren't any members of our church who would do something as terrible as committing murder.
それでは千里教と上野の事件とは完全に無関係だとおっしゃるんですね。
Exactly.
なるほど。
The man flashes another carefree smile. Seems to have accepted what Akao said, but his true intentions are still unknown. Takashiro-san, was your business here to insult me and my church with those baseless rumors?
いや、そんなつもりはなかったんですが。
Takashiro shrugs a wry smile on his face.
仕事柄というか、気になることがあると放っておけない性分なので。
Is our business concluded? You now know that your suspicions were totally unfounded, Takashiro-san.
まあ、そうとも言えないのですが。
Takashiro bends over nonchalantly and scoops up a small piece of something from the floor of the atelier. Takashiro-san, what exactly are you insinuating here? Akao is no longer able to conceal his burgeoning frustration.
実はもう一つ気になることがあるんですよ。
He fiddles with a small scrap of cloth he just picked up and says,
赤尾先生、要はあなたの芸術と一緒ですよ。九段の連続猟奇事件はまるで千里鏡の経典に沿うかのように発生しています。人を喰らう獣、黒い翼を持つ異形の天使、これらのモチーフは千里鏡版黙示録とも言うべき煉獄の書に全て記されている。
Oh, please, Takashiro-san. Even you're caught up in rubbish people have been spouting. Akao continues on, maintaining his calm demeanor. The prophecies are made with the powers our leader possesses. There aren't any other reasons for making them. Besides, all suspicions should have been cleared up after the true culprit was arrested.
だから赤尾先生、その真犯人が千里鏡と関わりを持っていたんですよ。
Takashiro says that as though shocked, shrugging his shoulders afterwards.
もう以前とは状況が違うとは思いませんか。それに四肢を切断された乙葉の死体、あの事件だけは深水の犯行とするには明らかに毛色が違う。
Takashiro appears to think for a moment, then continues.
自供は取れたそうですが、錯乱気味の彼女の言葉にどれほどの信憑性があったのか疑わしく思います。そもそも乙葉の残りの体は礼拝堂の地下室から発見されなかった。
Yeah, the way her body was left almost resembles a work of art, he mumbles.
それから綾崎貴子の件もありますね。世間では別の通り魔が現れたなどと言われていますが、
And that one couldn't have been Kaoru because she's already dead. Okay, so what are you trying to say here, Takashiro-san? You keep beating around the bush. I'm not sure exactly what your point is.
端的に言うと、これら一連の事件の裏には千里鏡がいるのではないか。赤尾先生は本当に何もご存じないのですか？
He shoots a questioning glance at Akao. The cool, calculated look Takashiro's giving him makes Akao slightly relieved. This shouldn't present much of a problem. Takashiro Shugo doesn't have any evidence. That's why he's trying to goad me, Akao thinks. Well, if you're speaking the truth, that's quite disastrous. Okay, I got it. I don't think I can do much, but I hope you'll let me help you.
協力というと？
I'll casually bring it up with some people in the church. I would hate to think a few misguided followers could bring down the entire faith. The classic internal investigation. No. The same way like corporations like say, we'll do an internal investigation, and we didn't see any issues, so there's no need for any external parties to look further into this. Takashiro nods, a mysterious smile playing about his lips. Well then, Takashiro-san, thank you for the information. As I mentioned earlier, I have some important business I must attend to, so everything will be alright. From what Takashiro's been saying, it's apparent that he has absolutely no proof of anything. Unless that's what you want him to think.
まあ得るものはあったし、今夜のところは。
Then he sticks a small scrap of something black into his coat pocket. Akao's heart skips a beat. He caught a glimpse of the object. The scrap Takashiro had been hiding in his hands the entire time was a crow's feather. It's one of the black feathers used to decorate that horse corpse. Supposedly, Akao had cleaned everything up after his gruesome work had finished. Of all people to find something, it had to be this man.
それでは赤尾先生、夜分遅く失礼しました。
Takashiro bows and starts walking toward the entrance. Ah, Takashiro-san.
はい。
What did you just have in your hand?
これですか？
He faces Akao and pulls out the black feather. Did you? Akao is so flabbergasted the words won't even come out. His heart beats like a jackhammer inside his chest.
ああ、さっきその辺で見つけましたね。ちょっと気になったんで拾ってみたんですよ。
Takashiro chuckles merrily.
いや、私も仕事柄気になることがあると放っておけない性分ですから。この羽についても家に帰ってからゆっくり考えさせてもらいますよ。
He sticks the black feather back into his pocket.
何か新しい発見があるかもしれませんからね。
There's no doubt left in Akao's mind. Takashiro Shugo understands perfectly well what that feather means. There's a very low possibility that if he handed that feather over to the police for forensics, they could determine that it's a match with the ones on the harlot. Takashiro-san, I'm sorry to ask this so abruptly, but... Akao asked while using his fingers to search for something on top of the table. Did you tell anybody that you were coming over to visit tonight?
いえ、急に思い立ったものですから。
Is what I would say if I wasn't lying to you. I see. Well, that makes things convenient. Akao's fingertips brush against a small sculpting knife, quickly snatches up and hides it behind his back.
それでは赤尾先生、そろそろ私は失礼しますよ。
Takashiro once again heads for the door, as easygoing as ever. Oh, Takashiro-san, you should definitely come over again to visit sometime. Hopefully next time we can talk about something else. Akao draws closer to Takashiro, acting as though he's going to send him off. There's no turning back if he's going to do this. Ever since he killed all those people during the war, he hasn't felt anything resembling guilt. Let's see. How about we talk about art next time, hmm? Akao closes the gap while making small talk.
ええ、楽しみにしていますよ。
Takashiro smiles and opens the door to the atelier. His back is now within reach, is what you think. Akao silently lifts up his right arm, prepares to strike. However, somebody grabs his wrist midway, turns around to hear.
残念だったな、赤尾育馬。私の友人を傷つけることは
Yeah!
絶対に許さない。
That's my motherfucking queer right there.